Good morning, Panther fans. So last night at the end of the recap, I was so proud of myself because I said, you know what? I realized we needed two overtime losses to match the 11, 7, and 2. So I said, all we need to do is win the next two games, and we get my 20 game mark exactly. And we've got Columbus tomorrow. And how hard can it be on Tuesday, right? And then I looked at the schedule, and we play the freaking Bruins on Tuesday. And that, if we win that game to hit my mark exactly, I want everybody who watches this video to go immediately to the Teespring store and buy a Jostradamus mug, because I've at that point it's under. If we beat the Bruins to hit
Well,
my
wait a
mark,
second. Wait a second. What about Columbus today, bro? How stupid are the NHL schedulers? The Panthers have all these home games. They got to fly to Columbus today, and then come back.
I know.
And then they play Boston, and then they got to go back up to St. Louis, and then Edmonton and Calgary. I mean, dumb schmucks.
I know. It's special. It's special just for us. So
anyway, just quickly before we get into things, I'll forget. I want to give a shout out to two of our podcast members, subscribers, Austin. And I think the other young man was Josh. If I got that wrong, I'm sorry. But they came up to me and said, you know, they watched the channel. They love the channel. So thanks, guys.
Right. Much appreciated. I'm just realizing sitting here, I forgot my water. So that's going to go real well. And if you guys wonder why my face is going to turn purple during this video, I just took my niacin to keep my heart healthy. So in about 10 minutes, I'm going to be freezing and purple. So it is what it is. All right. I didn't see that coming. I'm gonna let's just get this part out of the way right off the bat. What was your thoughts on Spencer Knight? Because I thought he played well, but then I thought a couple of the goals, I'm kind of upset because the way Bobrovsky's been playing, I thought Spencer had a chance to really say, all right, I'm good, we're good, I'm ready.
Me too.
He didn't play terrible, but damn, did we need that save in the third period.
The guy's name was Ruzicka. You had Sidorov. The guy's name was Ruzicka. The first goal, questionable. I think Knight could have had it. And then that amazing right off the, I mean, we've been burned so many times. Right off the, I mean, we should win it. We should have a snipe like that.
We were getting killed in the circle last
night. Right in the net. Yeah, I didn't think he had a good game. I mean, there's some games, just like Bob, they're locked in the zone and nothing's getting through. None of those acrobatic saves. I mean, the dribbler, he let us down.
Yeah, I was a little bit look, we got a point out of it. And so I'm not going to panic. Ekblad did look a little bit better yesterday towards the end of the game. Looked a little bit more like himself. What did I miss? Why did, and I'm not complaining. This is a question.
Wait, you're getting into the game here. There's a lot of drama.
I'm asking a question about the game.
Well, no, there's drama before the game that a lot of people might not know about. I sent you the clip. Did you see the clip?
I haven't had a chance to look at it.
Well, go look at the clip. Take a second and look at it. It's only 30 seconds. Man,
I don't want to get a headache.
You look at the clip and I'll describe it. So basically, guys, you know you got the warm-ups. And if you've been to Panther games, you always know that Huberdeau, Ekblad, and Barkov used to be the last ones, even after the horn went off, like get the F off the ice and let us, get the Zambonis out. So yesterday, it was Uyghur and Huberdeau and Barkov. And what was really cool is the crowd was cheering Huberdeau and, he raised his stick and whatnot. But what happened was Huberdeau passed it all the way to Barkov. And then Barkov passed it back to Huberdeau. And then Uyghur went off, and then it was just Barkov and Huberdeau. Crowd was going nuts. And then each one of them got off the ice. I just thought I'd mention that. I really didn't like the tribute. The Panthers combined Uyghur and Huberdeau in the same quote-unquote tribute. I really think they should have given Huberdeau his just due for all the great years and records he set and whatnot, but it was short and sweet and whatever. It was like,
Yeah, I didn't. I was on the stream, and they came back from. It was weird because Bally's, they were in the middle of doing the on ice presentation before the game. They cut away to commercial, and when they came back, Goldie was talking like he normally does, like to introduce the game. And after about 20 seconds of talking, Kyle says, "You know, you just talked over the whole presentation that they did for Huberto and Uyghur." I'm like, I was talking for maybe 20, 30 seconds. How could, what do you mean? What, they would have turned off the lights and done a whole, and apparently not.
no, and Uyghur was on the bench. All he
Right,
did was wave his glove. I mean, Huberto was on the ice, but
right,
I just didn't. I'm sorry, Panthers. You just should have made more of a big deal. I
right.
mean, you know, I
Well,
say
yeah,
he's no longer on the team, but you got to give the guy a little bit of props for all the good stuff he did for us.
sure,
I
sure,
think he
sure.
deserved it, but I
Yeah,
think that thing in the warm-ups was the coolest thing. If you go on Twitter, Dave R, I think, is the guy that posted it. It's a really cool video. It's not that long. It's like 30, but you'll see that, you know, Barkov's in his end and Huberto's on the end, and like they passed it back to each other. In fact, Barkov made a comment in the post game where he said, somebody said to him, I think it might have been George Richards, about a bad pass, and Barkov said, Hubie's used to that. So it was cute. Anyway, getting back to the game.
getting back to it.
One thing that I got to tell you, there is one guy. Now, I always mention, like, people would say, what defenseman would you like us to get? And I've said Trouba. But the real guy, the number one guy I wish we could get is Zadorov. And I'll tell you why. There was a game a year ago, 2 years ago. I think Zadorov might have been on Colorado, and he beat the shit out of one of our guys. I don't know who it was. I can't remember.
Right,
Maybe you guys could tell me. But I've been like watching that guy. He's bounced around from a couple of teams. I think
right.
Calgary might be his third team or so. That guy is big and he's a bruiser. And obviously he scored a goal yesterday. So
Yeah, yeah.
if forget about Chikrin, if we're gonna go after somebody and we can, when we got the numbers and stuff, I don't know how old he is, but Zadorov is the guy.
Right.
Remember that. Okay.
Well, okay. So the question was, um, when did we, and when and why? What did I miss? Because I'm not on Twitter. I mean, I'm on Twitter, but I don't hang out there anymore during the day because it's just, you can't get past all the politics and all of that crap. Um, when did we take Kachuk off of, what the hell happened with Kachuk and Barkov? Why are they not together? Was that working too well? Because
No, I
last
think
night,
I just happen to think it was Calgary, maybe Bennett and Kachuk together. I don't know,
right? I mean,
but
look, White got a
I'm
goal.
not unhappy. He
White
he
got a
works
right.
in either line. I mean, Colin White stepped up.
Yeah,
As long as somebody steps up, I mean, give Colin White a shot. Obviously, Maurice is looking to balance the lines.
right, right,
Who's
right,
Duran is definitely, he's been very impressive this year, and I just
right.
think he was given a chance and he's making the most of it.
Yeah, yeah. Look, it's
Unfortunately, Heponiemi, Tarasenko,
right,
they didn't do it, or else they'd
right.
be up here.
Well, no, they actually, I mean, they've actually said that the only reason Heponiemi didn't make the team was the cap. But I found it interesting because in my season preview, when I did my line, what I wanted the lines to be wasn't generally a prediction. It was more like what I wanted. I actually had White up at the top with Barkov because that's, I thought, we'd
Yeah,
balance it out a little bit more. So when that happened last night, but I also kind of thought Kachuk and Barkov were we're
but I
getting it
got
going
I
there.
think I got another reason.
Okay.
Kachuk's a natural left winger.
Right, right, right.
And even though he was playing, you know, good on the
Yeah.
Barkov, still out of his element.
Right,
Just a
right, right.
theory.
Yeah, yeah, that could be. Well, um, what else did we see yesterday? I mean,
Power
I
play,
don't. What's that?
the power play, tic tac toe to
Yeah,
Reinhardt
Yeah.
in the Braden Points spot, perfect
Yes.
tic-tac-toe.
Yeah. Yeah.
You can't draw it up any better. That was probably the best power play goal these guys have scored all year.
Yeah. Yeah. No, that definitely needs to be mentioned. Um, Look, I mean, I like the way we battled back. Calgary obviously wanted that one. And, I think it was Kachuk that said after the game, that's one of those that 20 years ago would have ended in a tie after overtime. And
Correct.
I'm kind of in agreement there. The 3-on-3 though, we got dominated, which is unusual. We could not. We we were one and done, and we couldn't get the
And
puck away
last
from
year
them.
we were so dominant.
You know, I
We're
noticed
missing
this.
Duclair, Eric. We're missing Duclair. I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
yeah. No, there's no way around it.
We are missing that speed. We're missing his goal potential.
Right.
Just
Well,
and
yeah.
I'm worried. I'm just praying, but I'm worried. He ain't coming back 100%. Like Huberto came back 125% after his Achilles. Like he was a much better player when he came back. No
Well,
doubt about it.
remember, right, but he had like 30 games when he came back, 20, 30 games. Because he came back, in the middle of the season, kind of like Duclair is going to do. But we were so far out of it. That was that awful year. So he could kind of just play himself into shape and, you know, um, and we don't even know what's going to happen, who we're going to move, or how we're going to fit Duclair on the roster. So that's an entirely different
Don't
situation.
rush him back.
No, no, I don't think they're going to rush him back. But at the same point, the more you think about it, if we are missing him, um, we want him to have played himself into shape by the time the playoffs come. You know what I mean? I kind of
Kucherov didn't.
that's a good point. That's a good point. Yeah.
They can't
Well,
afford to bring him back, Eric.
I know, but can you
You
just sit
cannot
there
get
and
rid of Patrick Hornquist. No way, no how. Um, did you see that mic'd up thing that they did? I
no, I
watched a
didn't.
little replay of this. They had Hornquist mic'd up.
Right,
The guy is the most vocal guy on the bench. I mean,
right,
he's the best.
right,
He's really the de facto captain of this team. I'm
right.
sorry.
No, look, you're probably correct. I don't know how else they do it. I'm tired of trying to figure it out. There's only so many guys. I mean, you could wait. I guess you could sit them out, but then you're going to have to play the exact same game that Tampa did with Kucherov, which is let him practice with the team, and people are going to say, "Hey, it looks pretty good to me. It looks ready to go." And then have to, well, not quite 100. I mean, you're going to have to literally the exact same game.
Listen,
Um,
it's an Achilles tendon issue.
yeah,
It's
yeah,
not
yeah.
a
It's not a thumbnail.
yeah, I'm saying I was just trying to make an analogy here, but
Yeah, I know, I know.
listen,
Well,
we're playing so hockey. There are moments, there are spurts when we turn it on.
right.
It's just like why can't they maintain that level throughout a game? Who knows? But this getting behind shit is just like
Right, right,
I
right.
mean, they tied it and then they went down and they tied it again. I mean, blah blah blah. It would be nice to have a, you know, 2-0, 3-1, 4-1. It'd be nice to give these goalies,
Right.
you know.
A little bit
But
of
you're
leeway.
right. I watched your recap last night. The number one thing right now is our goaltending.
Yeah.
Our goaltending is inconsistent, and in my opinion, neither one of them are playing outstanding. They've
Oh,
had games where they've been fantastic, but then there's other games, man, where they're just like
dude.
sucky.
I mean, before last night, Spencer Knight's goals against was 2.25. I
Yeah,
mean, so I mean, he's Bob's been running games together. In other words, it's been the opposite. Bob has had 3 or 4 bad games and one good game. Spencer's had 3 or 4 good games and one bad game. It was
but
just disappointing that the bad game came last night.
look at the goals he gave up last night, yesterday, whatever.
Well, yeah, no, I know. That's what I
How many
look.
of those goals? What was it? 4 goals in
Yeah,
regulation.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
I say at least 2, maybe 3. He should have stopped.
Well, um, look, the last one I made the comment about for sure. The one off the face-off, dude, and nobody stopped.
Yeah, that one, we give him a pass on that one.
Nobody even knew. I mean, guys were literally like, what? I mean, nobody even knew the puck was, I mean, it was just like drop, boom, boom. It couldn't have been a second or two. It was done.
That was amazing. The first goal, I don't think he had his angle.
Right.
And then you got that Zadorov beat him with a shot, but the last one was the one through his pads, the dribbler.
No, you can't have.
You're right. He should have had his paddle down.
Yeah, what's the deal, man? Both of these guys, the same spot, It's incredible because that was the goal I was most bitching about Bob the other night. And Spencer goes, this is the exact same thing. Put the freaking paddle down, guys.
Now go to the other side. Jacob Markstrom.
What? Your mic is cutting out. I can't hear you. What?
Yeah, how many great saves did he make?
I had a couple Calgary fans in the chat say he hasn't been playing all that well this year. But he looked pretty good last night. Of course, he gave up 4 just like Knight did. So I mean, 6
well,
Markstrom
pulled a Spencer Knight yesterday. I was laughing at that one.
Oh yeah, behind the net, right? Yeah. And Knight's actually been doing pretty good with the puck handling the last couple of games.
He's also been good He's also been good in staying in his net, not going behind.
Yeah.
He had at least 3 or 4 situations where he could have gone behind, and he stayed in his net, which is great. But yeah, Markstrom.
Yeah, Markstrom played. He made some hell of a saves. And look, so did Knight. I mean, they were showing the replays, and there was a few times when Knight made some ridiculous saves, especially a couple of the pucks that were deflected in front at the last second, and he was there in good position to get to him.
I got a question for you.
Yeah.
Why did Tkachuk take a slap shot in the shootout? So close in.
I don't know.
When Markstrom came out for the angle?
I was more disappointed in Verhaeghe because he had him beat and he didn't lift the puck. I mean,
did the puck roll? Beat. I didn't.
They showed the replay.
Tell me on TV, did the puck roll on him?
He was trying to get it under the pad instead of lifting it for whatever freaking stupid reason. He had
always
him
go high, down. Guys. Always go high.
Right.
Get the goalie down and go high.
Yeah, he had it, and I don't know why he didn't try to lift the puck. That's what beat Spencer Knight was he got him down and roofed it. So
no Barkov in the shootout.
Why keep throwing him out there? He's trying to be too fancy. Just trying to be too fancy. You know what I mean? Then they put.
When was the last time you said?
He used
I'm
to
going
be
back.
money.
I'm going back to last year when I said he got away with all that stuff in the first couple of years, whatever, because he was innovative. These goalies watch video, man.
Yeah.
You became so predictable. They figured out every one of your moves. Right. That's why he sucks right now. He can't buy a shootout goal.
No, he needs to just start.
He needs to do something new, creative.
Right.
I haven't seen Barkov score. Can you guys remember when Barkov scored a shootout goal, guys?
It's almost as rare now as it used to be rare that he would miss. He was money for a while, and then of course
money.
When Huberdeau scored on the shootout, I was celebrating because I could have sworn because from Spencer's reaction, I didn't see the puck go in the net. And from Spencer's reaction, I thought he made the save. And because he didn't do the, I don't think he did. He didn't do the typical, I gave up a goal, turn around, get a drink thing. He did something was different. And it took me a couple of seconds to realize Huberdeau had put in the back of the net.
Yeah, he just beat him clean. I had a feeling as soon as I saw Hoobie.
Yeah, you knew, right?
I said, it's a goal. Just it's a goal.
Well, because he knows Spencer Knight too, right? I mean, he's probably, you know what I mean? He's probably
Spencer shot on him thousands of times. But I just don't understand Tkachuk. I don't know. Okay, whatever.
Well, look.
I really was expecting him to score. Quite frankly, I thought he was going to deke Markstrom out of his jockstrap and, backhanded above
Well,
above the
he
glove.
tied the game, so it is what it is.
Yeah, great tipping.
Yeah, yeah. Look, I had a point and I was gonna say it now. I've totally forgotten it. And
Sorry.
no, not your fault. It went in one ear and right out the other.
What did you
Um,
think about Uyghur's game? I thought it was MEH.
I was really hoping he was gonna be on the ice in the last 30 seconds when we needed a goal to win.
3.8.
I was hope but at about 30 seconds left, to be honest with you, I was just screaming for the Panthers, just just anything but losing in the last couple of seconds. Any just keep it behind the net, play keep away, keep it. I don't care. Let's go to overtime, run the Matthias. Just no, I couldn't, because I wouldn't be here this morning. Okay. If we would have given up a 3.8 second left goal and lose that game, that would have been it, man. The wall would have been burning, and the whole recap would have just been the wall on fire, and that's it. I couldn't handle it, man. We had 90 people on the stream last night, too, by the way.
Cool.
Yeah. We had a lot of people, so I want to make sure
We had our first fight in a while. That was cool.
Yeah.
Except every time I see, one of our guys in a fight punching a helmet,
a helmet. I know.
And have broken fingers or broken hand. I just don't. It's like the stupidest thing, guys.
I know.
Fighting with that, they should immediately be allowed to take their helmets off. I think there's a penalty if you rip a guy's helmet off, but
the player safety would lose your mind.
I just don't understand it.
I know.
Unless you clip somebody with an uppercut, you're either going to hit the helmet or hit the visor. But It was still a good fight.
Yeah, no, it was a good fight. It was fun because they did all the pomp and circumstance before the thing. They're all just getting ready and they're waiting for the play to stop.
Old school.
And you could tell it wasn't a I hate you type of fight. It was like, hey, let's
go.
Fun. Let's do this. Come on, let's do
Definitely.
This. And Lomberg said, oh shit, this guy's a foot taller than me. I fell. Oh, damn it. You know what I mean?
Gotta love Lomberg, man.
Yeah. And
he's got to be up. He's got to be up in the top 3 most favorite Panthers. Who's your favorite Panther? I guarantee you, Lomberg's got to be in the top 3.
Yes, geez. Did he get hair? Did you see his hair? It's impossibly thick. Impossibly thick. Like it almost looks like a wig. It's so thick and wavy and shiny. It's like, and he's got his helmet off and in the box and he's flipping it and he's flipping it and he's flipping it.
Uyghur's got no hair anymore. He cut his hair off.
He cut his hair off.
Yep.
Yeah, well, that look doesn't probably go in Canada. You know what I mean?
I just feel for those guys, man. I really feel for Huberdeau because seeing those Instagram photos of him in his pool, just loving it. And now he's shoveling snow out of his fucking garage. His driveway. Hey, before we forget, those retro jerseys, man. How did they look on TV? Because they looked pretty cool live.
They were really. Kyle was in love with the pants because he liked the color scheme of the pants with the blue shorts and the darker blue shorts and the light blue leggings.
I like them. They're different.
I noticed a couple of people on Twitter had the same problem that I had, and now I don't know if they're colorblind or not. But for me, being colorblind, I can't see when they're on TV. I can't. I'm trying to call it a game. I couldn't because I can't see the numbers on the shoulders because Kyle says it's a darker blue. They made the numbers a darker blue. So I have to wait to see. I have to see like their whole back before I can even see what number it is. That would be my. I like the way it looked, and I'm colorblind, so you're not going to make the jersey for colorblind people, right? But no, I liked it. It was a little bit darker on TV than I thought, which was good because I thought the pictures were a little bit too light.
Yeah, they were cool. There were a lot of jerseys in the stands, either Kachuks or Barkovs.
Yeah.
A lot of Kachuks and a lot of Barkovs.
Yeah. I saw a lot of Huberdeau too. And they were showing a lot of Huberdeau jerseys on TV anyway.
Retros?
No, old school.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, definitely.
A lot of people, yeah. a lot of people wore their Huberdeau jerseys, obviously.
Yeah.
You know? But
it's so weird. I sent you that picture before the game in the
yeah,
warm-ups, right, of
yeah,
Huberdeau, and I'm like looking at him in a Calgary uniform, and I'm like, man, that looks weird. I mean, I've obviously seen him on
yeah,
TV, but must have been really weird for them. First time back, going to the visitor locker room,
right,
seeing the people that work on the ice and shit. The guys that, like, there's one guard that it's been there forever that stands at the entrance to the where the bench is, to the tunnel.
right.
So I saw him going over. He was saying hello to
Yeah,
people.
yeah,
So just really
yeah,
weird.
yeah. I know. And the only other thing I'll say about the team, and I said this in the recap last night, you've touched on it. I know Maurice wants us to play a more defensive, hard-nosed, playoff style hockey, and we're doing that in spurts. But then we're having spurts where I don't know what you call it, because
Lack of energy.
yeah, yeah, it ain't playoff hockey, and it ain't run and gun either. It's kind of just like on our heels. So I'm sure that I know in public he's saying, I'm not worried about wins and losses, and it's a process and all of that, and he wants guys to get used to things. And I'm fine
Sure
with
he
that.
is. Come on.
But
You don't
behind
think
closed, he can't be
he's
happy with the consistency of the effort.
Yeah, that's what I said. They're just like so right now. The
Right,
energy level that they've brought at the beginning of games for a lot of the games this year has been great,
right,
super. And then
right,
they have a letdown in the second.
right.
Yesterday wasn't like that. They didn't have 18 shots in the first period. They didn't
No,
dominate. They
no.
looked like, they were engaged, but I use that word kind of loosely, disengaged. It just didn't seem like they had the intensity turned up. I'm
Right.
figuring, this is Huberto Uyghur versus Kachuk. It's
How it
it's more than just another game
right, right.
that they would come out and just take it to them, and they
What
didn't.
no, what how they looked to me was first period. How it looked to me was don't screw this up. Don't let Huberto and Uyghur come in here and get a ball earlier. It looked to me like they were a little bit like nervous. Like their goal was to not to take it to them, but to, hey, let's not let them come in here
You think?
yeah. I mean,
All right,
look,
so
I mean,
that's a
halfway through the first period, I don't even think the combined shots was like 5 between the two teams. I mean, it was choppy, and
No, I was just going to say, so that's the main topic for comments today, guys. What did you think about the Panthers' intensity level, focus, whatever, coming out to start the game? And maybe
right,
you can, expand throughout the game. I'm interested in hearing other opinions.
yeah, yeah, yeah. So, all right, that's it. We got another game today. Um, Columbus,
Six
and
o'clock, I think.
yeah, 6 o'clock. The live stream's going to start at 5:30. There's no
Bob's
golfing game.
Bob's back in net. I don't even have to look on Twitter. I could tell you already.
Yeah, yeah.
He's
Bob's
playing.
back in that.
Yeah. I think Knight's going to go against Boston,
I
unless
have a
Bob
feeling.
has a great game today.
Yeah, yeah.
We're going to beat Boston. How
If
about
we,
that?
I mean, if we win these 2 games,
Don't say it. I'm
I'm
not
not.
talking about. I'm just saying we'll see what happens tonight.
We need to
Somebody's
start
got
winning
somebody's
games.
got to somebody's got to take down the Bruins, and we're home.
Look,
We always have battles with the Bruins.
I mean, I'm bringing up the standings. How, are the Bruins ever going to lose?
Look at the Devils. They won again.
Okay, so you got the Bruins at 32 points.
Wow, 32 points.
32.
Holy shit! What's their record?
They're 16-2. And they don't even have an overtime loss.
Unbelievable. Holy shit.
So then you got the Maple Leafs at 24 points. You've got the Lightning with 23. You've got the Red Wings at 22. You got the Panthers at 20 and the Canadiens at 19. So we have an opportunity with these two games. All those teams have played 18 games if the Maple Leafs have played 19. So, I mean, we're not in a playoff spot right now. I mean,
nope.
We're only out by, wait a minute. Yeah, we're out by 3 points. 2. We're out by 2 points. But the Islanders or the Rangers have played an extra game. Yeah, the Devils won again. They're 15-3. The Devils have won 12 in a row, and still the Devils have won 12 in a row and still aren't as good as Boston.
16-2 to start the year. That's what we did. We did that last year.
They won 12 in a row, and they're not as good as Boston. I mean, that's absurd. So, clearly the East is going to be interesting this year because nobody saw Boston doing that.
Who's in goal for Boston this year?
What's that?
Who is the goalie for Boston this year?
They got Swayman and Olmark. They got a good pair. They got a good pair. And you know, sometimes goalies have good years and sometimes they don't. Look at Bobrovsky, right? You know what I mean? And then after the Devils, you got the Hurricanes at 23, Islanders at 22, Rangers with 22, Penguins with 19. So looks like the Capitals are kind of might be done. But it's going to be a dogfight here because, I mean, you look second, third, fourth, fifth, and sixth place in the Atlantic are all within 5 points of each other. You see what I'm, so, I mean, it is time to start winning games.
I was going to say it's still early in the season, but now's the time.
Time to start winning.
Yeah, we got to do like Eric, we got to do like a five wins out of 6 games type of deal.
Yeah, yeah, it's
you know, or get on a 4 or 5 game winning streak.
Yeah.
We're going out west, so we got Edmonton, Calgary. Well, yeah, I think the trip starts in St. Louis.
I mean, we're 9-7-2, so we're exactly 500.
Huh?
We got to start.
Well, listen, I don't think we either one of us predicted the start to the season like we had last year. So
no, but we didn't think we'd be out of the division league. Like, I mean, geez, Boston.
What really sucks? What would this team have looked like if none of that shit happened with Quenneville and he was still coaching? I mean,
yeah.
I mean,
I know.
It's definitely like, Stu, why do you even say that? It's like, it's not real. I'm just thinking,
right.
What could have been? Who knows? Because you know what? I don't like this coach.
You don't like him?
Nope.
Oh, this video just got interesting. All right. So let's hear this.
I don't like him. And I got news for you. I think Sutter outcoached him on line matchups yesterday.
All right. I mean,
they put Forsling and Ekblad back together, right?
Yeah. I know.
I don't know if that was temporary.
Ekblad and Stahl is just too slow of a pair.
Yeah.
It was just too slow of a pair.
And I said that. That would have been a disaster.
Right.
I just don't. I don't know.
Here's why I'm withholding judgment. Because he's doing exactly what he said he was going to do. So it's not like he's flopping around like a fish and he has no solutions. We may not like it, but this is exactly what he said he was going to do and how it was going to go.
Listen, I was all for that. I'm the one that said in the summer they got to play playoff hockey during the regular season.
So if we get to game 35, 40, and this has continued and we're out, then but this is exactly what he said he was going to do, how he was going to do it. And so I'm willing to give him the benefit of the doubt, because if whoever it is, if they say they have a plan and they're halfway through the plan and it's going exactly the way that they said it was going to go, well, you let them finish the plan.
Okay, so let me just elaborate and give you the reason why I don't like him. A good coach gets the best out of his players.
Right.
And I don't think we've seen the best out of our players on a consistent basis.
Right.
So there's another open thing for comments, guys.
Yeah.
You know, if I'm wrong, tell me. If you agree, tell me. I just don't feel, just a gut. It's just a gut feeling. I don't see animation from the guy. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong.
What they need is exactly what you said. They need to get on a nice 4, 5, 6 game win streak. They need to get some confidence in what Maurice is preaching. They need to get on a roll so that they can start to say, you know what? I think maybe this will work. Maybe he's got something here.
Yeah, they've got to feel good. I mean, last year, these guys had a lot of fun.
Right.
All those goals they were scoring, everybody was scoring. I mean, we had 5, 6 guys, 25 goals or more. I think we had, 4 guys over 30? Listen, Barkov, Reinhardt, Duclair, Bennett, right? I think we had 4 guys. Did Verhage score 30 last year? I don't know. All I know is I'm hope I'm wrong. I hope they can start getting, more production. Obviously, the defense, to me, is the key to the season. Defense and the goaltenders.
Yeah, we need better goaltending.
That's the number one. That's the number one leak that needs to be plugged up. Yeah. The number 2 is the defensive combinations and how they're being utilized.
Well, he's kind of limited there. He's kind of limited there. Because
here's what I'd like to see. Call me crazy, but as an experimental, you put Forsling and Montour back together.
Right.
They're your number 1
pair. I know what
you're
going to say. I know where you're going with this.
And then Mahura and Ekblad as your number 2 pair, and then you got Stahl and Gudis as your number 3 pair. I know what you're going to say. Stahl and Gudis, old, too slow, whatever. But they're not going to play the minutes that the first and second unit are going to. I'm just saying experiment. This kid, Mahura, has proven he is Forsling 2.0. He's proven himself. The only thing I'd like to see the kid do more is I'd like to see some offense from him. I mean, I'd like to see him shoot more and see what he's got. Right. But I really think that, the Forsling-Montour combo was working really good.
It was.
And as much as I want Ekblad to get going, listen, if you're a starting quarterback and you're fucking up, the second stringer becomes the first stringer, okay?
Right.
Ekblad hasn't proven to me his superstar worth. He's not playing like a superstar. He's not playing like the number 1 defenseman on the team, which is Gustav Forsling. Okay, I've said it forever. He's our number 1 D. So Forsling and Montour were pretty effective pair.
We're killing it, yeah.
Make them number 1. Forget about the fact that Ekblad's making, $7.5 million and blah, blah, blah. He's just, you play your top players. Put Ekblad on the second unit and put him with that lefty. Put him with Mahura, and let's see what those 2 can do.
I'm not against trying that.
And then you got and then you got lefty righty combos in every defensive pairing.
Right. Oh, maybe he'll get there. I mean, he has been willing to move pieces around. That's the one thing we can't complain about for the most part, is he's not Bruno where, he's just, I mean, at least Maurice is willing to look at things and move pieces around and try to see what's working or not.
All right, Coach. So if you're watching the video or someone in, your family's watching the video, put Mahura with Ekblad, second unit, Forsling and Montour on the first unit.
Yeah, I'm down with that. Yep. All right, guys. That's it. I'm out. We got another game coming up later. This one. If you all are wondering when the first explosive rant of the year will come, if we lose this game. This game.
This is a big game. I just think it's ridiculous that we got to fly to the middle of the country, okay, for one game, come all the way back.
Right. I know.
Stupid. But we don't usually do good in Columbus. That's the thing that scares me.
Yeah, I know. And Bubba. We need a goalie. We need one of these guys to take the job. I mean, Maurice is willing to give Knight the opportunity, and he blew it last night, man.
Yeah, he blew it yesterday for sure.
He blew it.
I really thought that it was going to be, that we were going to win the game. Like, it was going to be 2-1, and then we get an empty net. I really didn't expect Knight to give up 4 goals. He rarely gives up 4 goals. So
no, I know.
And of course, he looked like I don't think he looked great in a shootout either.
He's never been a real big shootout. He's never really been good in a shootout. You get that game to the shootout. We needed to win that game in overtime. You know what I mean? But look, he's a young goalie. I mean, that happens. So we'll see. All right. Make sure you hit the like button, subscribe button. I'm gonna go take a nap so I can be ready for the next game. And Stu and I'll see you again tomorrow morning.